Damn Business with Aaron Kleiber. Yeah.
Boom. Boom. Welcome to Growing Up Business. Oh, is my friends, is my internet crazy right now? Because I'm noticing Sam is my yeah. Hey, happy summer. We're gonna be glitching. That's what's gonna happen. I don't know if I know a lot of listeners are and watchers are parents. Well, that's because right now we are in the middle of a heat wave. Okay. So right now, all electricity and internet is sizzling. It's sizzling. And also, do you know how many people in this house right now are streaming? Yeah. Do you know how much internet is flowing right now through the hot wires and my house might catch on fire. It's old wires. It's not the old knob and tube. Relax, okay? You didn't get that done yet? Somebody said. I don't even know. I'm going to bring in Little Face, my co-pro Sam. Boom.
Boom. Milk
Sam.
was a bad choice.
Sam, your face is going to be in like slow motion and stuff. I don't know. Right now we have Netflix streaming in one room. We have Fortnite streaming in another room. We have StreamYard making a podcast in here. I mean,
I lucked out. Half my house is gone with basketball and
nice.
A birthday trip out of town. So therefore it's just me and one other.
Nice. That means dad and kid get to like go get ice cream tonight. Don't tell anybody. Oh yeah. You get the spoil. Oh, yeah. It's always, I don't want my kids to hear this, but when you have more than like, I guess more than one kid, it is kind of fun where you get to take one and just like do something like, I don't know about you, but I actually get in trouble when we do that. I get in trouble
when there's bedtimes, and as they get older, they hit the bedtime that everybody else has to go to bed and they're awake. Right. They get ice cream when the parents do.
Yeah. No, it's now, geez, I forgot what
sorry.
Gone. What was I talking about?
Kids taking them. You're denying that you get in trouble.
Oh,
for
yeah.
Your kids.
Here's what happens though. If I take one out, like for instance, if you listen to the last episode, Summer Dad Bods, we talked a lot about dance recitals, things like that. So my girls, and my wife, they had like a big rehearsal for one whole day, right? So I hang out with my son, right? We go hang out, we do some cool stuff, we go get something to eat. Even though my daughters, they got, food that day during their rehearsals and all that. Where did he get to go? That's what it is. Mm-hmm. Oh, so now we get to go next time. You got to take us there. I'm like, what? No, it was for that
Wrong
day.
Answer.
Right? It was not. And they're like, oh, well, now we get to go. Like if we went bowling,
life is not fair.
Yeah, they're like, no, you got to take us bowling. We're like, we were doing that while you were doing something else. but that's what it is. So it's like, it is fun. It is when you have that one-on-one time and hang out and do something fun.
Yep.
But then you guys got to go to Cane's? What? Now can we get Cane's? That's what they'll say. They'll be like, you took Luke. Can we get it Thursday? Because we didn't get it. And I'm like, you remembered last week that one of you got McDonald's. And now they'll be like, well, remember when they got McDonald's last week? That's what they'll do. And like, so can we get it tonight? I'm like, just you two, because we ate it last week. That makes sense. But hey,
well, and isn't it amazing that they can't remember to take the trash out 4 minutes after you tell them that, but they can remember something 3 weeks ago.
They will remember what each one of them got in their stockings for Christmas next Christmas.
It's amazing 100%. Selective memory.
Yeah, everyone's inside right now. We are an island in the sun heat wave. Boom. Guys, do you know what that's from? Come on. Muppet Treasure Island. Let's go. No, it's not. It's Muppet Christmas Carol. and they're wearing the little Hawaiian, remember, shirts. Anyway, we're in a heat wave.
And shirt is great.
Yeah, if you are in the East Coast and the Midwest, I don't know, all over the country, there's a heat wave this summer. It's one of the hottest summers that most of us can remember. I know I'm in, we're in the steel panhandle of Ohio, the Rust Belt, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, super hot.
We're not even to July yet.
Yeah, not even July. And here's the thing: when we say high 90s in the Midwest, I know everyone that I know out west, they'll be like, "Oh, 90s? That's nothing. That, oh my gosh!" I'm like, yeah. But you don't have a rainforest of trash creek water surrounding all of your neighborhoods and just fuming up from hot, muddy rivers and creeks and soaking sewage parking lots. And you know what I mean? And high school football fields all just evaporating into the Midwest air. That's what we get. That's 97 degrees of what we say in Pennsylvania, Western PA, creek water. Okay. There's just 97 degrees. If it was 98 degrees, it would be a boy band, but.
Can I tell you a story real quick?
Let's delete that joke.
Yeah. Can I tell you a story real quick?
Oh, yeah.
I want to say it was last July. Okay. Yeah. We actually in Midwest America had a light day on humidity or on temperature. It was like 85 degrees. So yeah, It was still warm, but the humidity was just god awful. And I went to the Hall of Fame to work with a buddy who flew in from Phoenix.
Yeah.
He said he's like, "Oh my good Lord, this is the worst weather I've ever been a part of." I'm like, "Dude, it's 85." He says, "But it feels like I'm taking a bath." And I'm like, "Welcome to Midwest America."
It just feels like you got out of the shower.
Yeah.
You're just like, what?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, the heat wave. I last night, we have a big old haunted house, and we forgot to turn on the air conditioner before bed last night. I got angry, and I had to leave. I couldn't even lay in bed, where you lay on one side, and then once that gets wet underneath, you have to flip. I was like, I got to get out of here. I had to go back downstairs where it was still a little cooler. I had to wait. I had to wait for the room to cool down. Listen, and we're old enough. This is grown dad business. Okay. We're old enough. We've been through a couple heat waves. Okay. We've seen a couple heat waves. I'm just glad I'm not in the days where I remember I had a box fan in my room window. Listen, if you didn't grow up with a box fan or even a ceiling fan, if you couldn't go to bed in the summertime without hearing that clink, 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 then you know what I mean? I don't know
you had ceiling fan money, huh?
Yeah. Oh, hey. Well, in the projects where I grew up, they installed them for us. Wasn't that nice?
It was easiest for them.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I guess that was cheaper than an air conditioner to give air conditioning to the building, I mean, I purchased my own air conditioning unit at the flea market when I was in high school. And I know I've said this on this podcast. I feel like this podcast is really just 230 episodes of my biography. It's just me ADHD dumping on Sam's little face and the populace of the international internet waters. That's what it is. But I know I've said this, but I got an air conditioner. My mom made me pay electricity money, because I would run it where I could literally leave a drink on my nightstand, and it would be chilled still in the morning. Yeah. And my mom's like, yeah, you cannot It's funny. She'd be like, you can't have your room like a meat locker. I'm like, ew, what? But I was like, oh, I get it. Okay. I'm like, yeah. It was freezing. So I had to pay for that. I just yelled at my kids. You know, we have a big old haunted house. We don't have all house air. Okay. You can't be in your room upstairs reading, blasting the air conditioner. What are we doing? Like, what? Do you know how much I cost to read a book? Reading is free. Reading is free.
Go sit under a tree.
And now you're making me pay for you to be reading? I got to pay the Iceman for you to read a book? Dang. This is privilege. I never had this.
I can remember the day we got an air conditioner for the house.
Oh.
My grandfather walked in and was like, it's really way too hot here. And he went to the nearest Sears, bought an air conditioner, brought it to us, and we installed it. I can remember it was a real small window unit, and it was supposed to cool the whole house.
Yeah, we it's crazy that I'm still dealing with air conditioners, but when we moved into this big haunted house, big old haunted house, I think we immediately bought 2 air conditioners.
Oh, yeah.
We had I think we just there was a couple here maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were like, oh yeah, there's 5 of us. We need 2 more.
If you don't have a whole house AC, you have to have units in basically every room.
It is brutal. And then I know, because I got a guy for everything. I know an HVAC guy is going to be like, why don't you get the wall units? Well, here's the thing.
Them things are expensive.
Yeah.
They're great. They're great, but they're expensive.
You guys, listen, I would love to get wall units in my house. If you could just share and subscribe.
Mini splits is what they're called.
Thanks so much. And also too, there is a challenge to installing them in an old house that has, if you see behind me, that has an outlet on the wall that's definitely needs to be probably grounded, and so, there's things like that where I would literally have to run a new power line to every single air conditioning unit because they put them on the walls and
you have to have holes drilled in the wall.
And let me tell you
drainage.
Something. A daddy don't want to do that. Okay. Yeah. And daddy don't want to pay nobody to do that. So turn your AC unit off, please. It's different now, isn't it? We can't just get on our bike and run to the pool now. Summer's my kids, they're inside. Summertime, we were inside. That's when we did kind of chill in the AC, but we still went out and found, it wasn't weird being a Gen X, Gen Y kid where you went out and just found some way to get wet.
Yeah.
That's how things worked. Kids would go outside and just peruse the neighborhood looking for a way to get wet.
And now the kids have to make sure they don't just randomly get wet because they have cell phones that could go.
Oh my gosh.
We didn't have to worry about that. We literally we could jump in a creek.
True.
We could jump in a creek and get out and go run elsewhere.
I tell you what, the last, we would look for kids with pools. And as I said, I grew up in the projects. If you've heard me, I have a bit that I actually just recorded. Oh, whoop. Might have that come out. A bit I do about swimming pools. Growing up with swimming pools, the in the projects there, Sam, I don't know. People had swimming pools, above ground swimming pools. And they would be, I'm not kidding, the entire little tiny postage stamp backyard, and it would be touching the fence on each side. And you had to jump the fence to go to their back door. It was hilarious. But there was ways. You found people with swimming pools. You made friends with rich kids. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
I have a whole story about that. So please look out for some comedy on that. But you would resort to, every once in a while, you would see a fireman would open a fire hydrant. They would come up. We had the top of a hill, and they would open a fire hydrant. I remember that. I mean, really, just playing in the hose. Like somebody would let you play in the hose.
Yep.
Like you would look, we would look, because it wouldn't be my house. My mom would like, turn that water off. Like we weren't allowed to be running the hose. So some old lady would be like, here, kids, and just be spraying kids. I don't know if that's okay. I don't know if that's weirder. Is that weirder if it would be like an old 80-year-old man, or if it would be an 80-year-old woman just like spraying kids with their hose? Because that happened when I was growing up. We would just like run past, the lady's house, and she'd be like watering her plants, and like literally 9 kids would just be like, like and she'd be like, we'd be like, yeah. The good old days.
We grew up in very different towns.
Now that old lady is just like spraying kids who she thinks they're all looters. You know what I mean? Like,
get away from my yard.
She's like, get out. I'm watering. You're trampling.
I grew up in a town of 2,200 people, so we didn't have a lot of pools. We didn't have our big thing was if the neighbor was watering their lawn, we'd go run through their sprinkler.
Right. That's it.
And they didn't mind because they were still watering. They didn't want us muddying it up, but they would still let us run through a couple of times.
It's 1,000 degrees.
Yeah.
It's 1,000 degrees. Yeah.
They were just happy that we were out and about.
We, like I said, now my kids need to come up with something, like we have the kiddie pool, but like, dude, this is one of those days, like everyone's out in the kiddie pool. Dude, I'm sitting there filling the kiddie pool, spraying everybody. I'm like this, spraying myself. It is hot. It is. These are the days where like you'll go to the pool and you'll start swimming in anything.
Yeah.
Like this kind of, if you're going to the public pool, this is a big uncle swimming in jeans day. You know what I mean? Like when you go to the public pool and it's this hot, you see the people who don't normally go to the public pool. Like they have aluminum foil wrap sandwich and a car wash towel. They got an aluminum foil sandwich and
it's egg salad.
Yes, dude. And they got an open can of Pepsi like that. And they're in their jean shorts and their security guard shirt. Like it is hot, bro. That's how you know how hot it is when you got people coming from work, like people coming from work. And like just a lady still has her bank teller name tag on and she's in the wave pool. Like, you know what I mean? Like she's like, I wore my suit to work. Like that's hot, dude. That's how you know the pool is hot. When you just have a whole family of kids or like a whole summer camp. No, that's the summer camp. You just see a bus just drop off 60 kids. And the counselors are like, just get in the water. Like
there's lifeguards for a reason. We can just watch and make sure you're not breaking rules.
It is bedlam on these hot days. I remember, I don't know if I've ever talked about this on the podcast. I probably have. We just cycle through different stories. I once took a group of kids. I used to be, people don't know, I used to be a youth pastor. I used to work with kids. I used to be an event, like a program director, and did fun stuff. But so we on a trip we took, like 100 kids to Six Flags. It was like our last day on our trip. That was like a reward on like a mission trip thing.
Yep.
It was like 99 degrees. And it was one of those days where it was so hot, everyone went to the pool at Six Flags. Like we went on the Batman roller coaster like 3 times in a row because no one was in line, but it was like 95 degrees out. And so we were like, all right, we're so hot. Let's go check out the pool. Dude, I'm not kidding. It just looked like the cafeteria at a mall just had 4 feet of water. It was, you know what I mean? This Six Flags pool, it was just, everybody was just standing like in a Walmart, and it just flooded with water. I mean, there were people in there with their strollers And like they were like sitting and the baby's in the stroller up to like sitting also, but the stroller's underwater. It was like everyone it was like they exodused into the swimming pool. No clothes were, I mean, I saw a lady holding her clothed baby, okay, in the water, in her clothes, eating a hot dog. I mean, you couldn't even, people were taking their lunch and just eating it in the pool because it was so hot. People, the baskets of fries floating past. I mean, just full on clothed people, full wet jeans coming out. I mean, it was so hot. Oh, geez.
But the Gold Bond people should be standing there with just free samples all over the place.
Everyone, you get powdered at the exit.
Yeah,
I know,
because there's a lot of galding going on there.
Every time it's hot, I want to give a shout out. One of my favorite comedians is dude. He's honestly he's a writing mentor of mine, a hero of mine. I mean to say, like, people know him. Mike Wysocki, from Pittsburgh, is one of the best, like, current event joke writers. He's one of the best, like, topical joke writers. And every time I hear the phrase "beat the heat" or see anything about the weather being super hot in the summertime, I think of Mike Wysocki and his joke. And I'm not going to do his joke. I don't know if he has it online. It's one of the best. You have to see Mike live. But he talks just about how the news is always like giving you tips to beat the heat. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like the way he does it. He just explains how obvious it's like. Oh no, really?
Yeah.
Oh no, okay. Because that's the thing. You think about that, and they're like, "Hey guys, don't go outside." And you're like, "Yeah, I'm not at all.
No.
Like, I'm not." I will say though, it's okay to have a little, like, be in moderation. Hey, no, really, get a little heat in moderation, because I grew up cutting lawns, you know what I mean, being out in the heat, and every morning we're still going out and tending our garden, and it's hot, and even the kids, like, we have chores, we have yard chores, but it's okay. Yeah. It's okay to just, like, go out for 15-20 minutes and break a sweat, and it's good for you. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's good for you. I'll still have my coffee in the morning in the sunshine. Get a little tan on my legs.
Vitamin D.
Take a phone. Yeah, a little melatonin, dude.
Yeah.
I love talking on the phone outside, sitting in the sun. Dude, I'll put my legs in the sun, dude. I'm like an old retired, reminds me of Magna from Something About Mary. Remember the old tan lady? But yeah, man, try to beat the heat. Check out Mike Wysocki live. It's one of the best jokes I've ever heard. Don't listen to the news, or listen. They actually give good tips. My favorite thing, dude, I don't know if they do it where you are in Western Ohio, but in Western PA, some reason, I got to ask my news friends. I got lots of good news friends here. Every time it's so hot, one of the news stations have to try to cook something. Somebody got to, like, try to cook an egg on a Buick.
Talking about here.
Somebody's got to go outside and, like, cook a pancake on an iron, on a stone or whatever. It's like the news has to prove to us, like, the news is out there lighting dynamite with the sun. They're like, look how hot it is. You know what I mean? So stupid.
Did you see, before we go, see the guy that posted about mailbox lasagna?
Mailbox lasagna is a thing.
Yes.
Where is mailbox lasagna?
Use already fully cooked beef, they said, but you make a lasagna in the morning and put it in your mailbox, and then when you come home after a hot day of close to 100 degrees,
this is in, like,
I don't know.
We're doing it.
We
are doing mailbox lasagna.
They said make sure you use fully cooked beef because you don't want to run the risk of the meat not being
I'm gonna
cooked.
do.
My question is do you leave a plate for the mailman?
Here's what you do. Mailbox lasagna. My mailman's the coolest. Mailbox lasagna. We need a new mailbox. You line it with foil. That's the key. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't want to get none of those residual rust, or paint. Okay.
Yep.
I say you put it in, cover it. Maybe you cover that with foil.
I would assume so. They said 8 hours later. I assume it's put it in there before you go to work, and when you come home from work.
I say with my mailbox, I think I got to put that in at 7 a.m. and I could probably keep that in there till about 2 p.m.
Probably be good to go then.
I could leave that in there from 7 to 4.
And my question is does it have to be a metal mailbox? Because I've got a really good plastic one.
Nah, it's got to be metal. I'm sorry.
And see, I'm assuming so too. But
yeah,
it's mailbox lasagna.
What if you have one of those ones on your porch that flip up and
I don't think vertical. That one works as well.
You know what I mean? That's like a walking lasagna. Then you take the mailbox off and you just eat it like that. Whatever. We got to go.
Big spoon.
Guys, watch Sam on the 500 Section Lounge with his guys. They have much more serious conversations with more serious people. Sometimes on the 500 Section Lounge. Also, some of my favorite comedian friends are on that show. But guys, thanks so much for watching and listening. You can always support the show financially with Patreon. Helps us keep the show going. And sometimes we have exclusive stuff, but you'll always get the show early from Patreon. And subscribe and share. That's the best thing you could do. And if you want to see me live, please message me, whatever. It's the best.
Yeah.
We did it.
BT.
Did it. Look at that. Should I play it? It's going slow. We're out of here. Can't even, I don't even know. Get mental. Peace, Sam.